Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm a spirit channeler and oracle card reader who channels both light and shadow energies in my readings, which means if you are easily triggered, please find yourself another reader. For those of you who still remain, today's reading will be on the topic of what messages do I need to hear right now? Messages and guidance from my spirit guides. You have 4 piles to choose from. Pile number 1 is the tourmalated quartz. Pile number 2 is the merlinite. Pile number 3 is the midnight lace obsidian. And pile number 4 is the raw amethyst. If you stay until the end of your reading, I will be doing another mini pick a card within that pile. Pause the video if you need some more time to choose your pile. Timestamps will be in the description box as well as pinned in the comment section as always. And I will see you in your reading. Welcome pile number 1 to your reading if you chose the tourmalated quartz. So recently you guys left a job or a career field or a field of study, and you are not entirely sure if you should have left it, and that is for 1% of you guys. The other percentage of you guys are still in this career field or this job or this area of study, and you were thinking about leaving it. You're being pulled by the universe to leave and to go another direction, and you know this, you can feel it intuitively. You've probably listened to other pick a card readings and they told you something similar, but you feel like where you currently are at, it's stable. You have a paycheck coming in, or you have a plan. So if you resonate with being in school, you have a plan set out. You're going to finish this degree, finish this diploma, and then you're going to go and do A, B, and C. You know exactly what you're going to do. And now you're being pulled in another direction, and it's sort of discombobulating your previous plans. A lot of you guys, I do see like half of you guys are still there and half of you guys recently left it, and you're sort of in no man's land. If you resonate with still being there, there is a need for you to be more flexible with what path you're going to take and which direction you're going to go. Don't be completely stuck on one way of doing things. And I see that you guys are not really supposed to go with the flow. You're not supposed to go with the masses in the way that people do things. You're really not supposed to. You're supposed to do something individualistic, something creative, something unique to you. And you should have an idea of what that is, but it's okay if you're still a little bit confused, because nothing is really set in stone yet in your own mind. It hasn't become completely clear to you at this time. That's okay. But you should have some sort of idea or ideas in terms of which direction you're supposed to go in. And if you pay attention to where you're currently at, you will realize that it's not in alignment with where you're supposed to go. I feel like the universe and your spirit guides are working to bring you into alignment with your soul's purpose, your life path, your life plan. And in order for this to occur, you need to let go of what it is you're holding on to. You need to move on from this situation, move on from this job, move on from whatever it is that you were doing very recently or are still currently doing. You need to have faith that things will work out in your favor and that things are indeed working out in your favor, because when you see things crumbling around you or think you're stuck in some area, you feel like it's a curse from the universe. You feel like this is happening against you. It's bad luck. It's not supposed to be happening, but in fact, it's actually happening for you. It's happening to push you in the direction that you're supposed to be going in. It's like a big wind. A gust of wind is coming, trying to push you back on your path, push you into alignment. And all you feel is this wind that's pushing you backwards when you're trying to move forward. I feel like a lot of you guys with this card here, you feel like you wasted a lot of your time. You feel like you put a lot of effort and your hopes into whatever path you are planning on going or whatever path you currently are on, or you just recently left, or were just recently pushed out of against your will. You put a lot of time and effort into that, and now you just feel like your whole life was a mistake, or at least that portion, that large portion of your life was a mistake, and it was a waste of your time almost. And you're really upset over this waste of time. So a lot of you guys are kind of like, I'm not going to leave this job. I devoted 10 years to this, or I devoted 4 years in university, and now I just got this job. I've only been here a year, and you're telling me to leave this. Why on earth would I do that? So the time frames and stuff is different for all of you guys, but regardless, you feel like, what a grand waste of my time all of this would have been. Of course, nothing is wasted in this life. Everything happens for a reason. Everything is used and recycled for something else. So if you feel like you've had some sort of setbacks in the past where things weren't working out in your favor, those were lessons that you're going to be able to bring with you to this new path. So for example, the easiest example to think of is if you're now going to be a counselor or a social worker or a psychotherapist. Of course, all the trials and tribulations you've had in your youth and your childhood growing up in your young adult years, you can bring that, of course, to the field. And when people are telling you about their bad breakups, their setbacks, their financial troubles, their abusive family home life and stuff like that, you can actually understand where they're coming from and what they're going through and what they're trying to tell you, instead of just looking at it from a very privileged standpoint. That would have been the case if you were born privileged and all of these things didn't happen to you. So of course, all these quote unquote negative things that seem negative are going to work out in the end. But right now you're still sort of in the middle of all of this sea of chaos. It seems chaotic to you because you're trying to swim in one direction. Like I can see it with this card. You're trying to swim in one direction and the waves are pushing you in another direction. It's the same analogy with the wind that I said. So, especially right next to this book, this card by the book, I see you trying to go one way and your spirit guides are trying to lead you another way, and it's really annoying you. And it's annoying you that you're not fitting in with everyone else. You guys probably resonate with not having a lot of friends and not having a lot of close family members. And it's because you're not supposed to be influenced by them. If you were someone who was super popular and everyone in your family loved you and everyone just revolved themselves around you, those people who seem to be the center of attention, you are not that person. And that's because that would make you easily manipulated, easily influenced, and you're not supposed to be that way. And if you resonate with actually being popular, this is a time where you need to go into hermit mode and go your own way, go in your own direction and separate yourself from these people, because you can't really take them with you on this path that you're going. You were one type of person for this first part of your journey, and these people are not really going to, I'm not saying you can't be friends with them, but your relationship with them can never be the same as it was before. You guys are not going to be as close anymore, not because you don't like them anymore, but because you're transitioning into a different person. That's if you resonated with actually being popular, but I feel like for the most of you guys, you're not, and it's because it's part of your purpose to lead people. And for the majority of your life up until this point, you have not been a leader. But you are transitioning into a time where you will indeed be a leader. And this is why all of these things happen in the past. For example, if you were bullied at school, now you can understand if one of your clients or customers are confiding in you about being bullied. You can understand that. And again, as I said, it was so that you did not conform to the masses. So what it is that you were doing here with your career, it was conformity. You guys probably had a lot of big dreams when you were a child. Then, young adulthood kicked in life kicked in and slapped you across the face and said, wake up, you can't be an astronaut, you can't be, whatever you wanted to be. You can't do that. You can't be a dancer. You can't be a singer. You can't be a writer. You can't be whatever it is that you wanted to do. You can't be a public speaker because you're too shy and no one listens to you. I just channeled for some of you because you were not popular. So then you wanted to be a public speaker and it's just like, well, no one listens to me here in high school. How am I going to get adults to listen to me in the adult world? So regardless, your spirit guides are pushing you into another direction. They're ushering you into another direction. That's a nicer word to use because you do indeed feel pushed. And for a lot of you guys, it's annoying you. And for the rest of you guys, it's confusing the heck out of you. So they want to let you know that what seems to be chaotic tides, that you're in, it is for a reason. It's not just that things went wrong and you just happen to fall into deep waters that are tumultuous for no reason. It seems tumultuous to you because, like I said, you're trying to go in one direction and the waves are trying to push you into another direction. That's why it seems a bit chaotic right now. But things are going to settle down. They're going to simmer down. Know that if you recently lost your job, it was for a reason. So don't even try to call them back and beg for your job back. Don't even shed a tear over that lost job. Don't be disappointed. And if you resonate with maybe applying for college or university, don't be disappointed if you don't get in, because maybe you're not supposed to go that route. Maybe you're supposed to start your business right away and not go through wasting your money on, post-secondary education. Or maybe you can do that, but you're just not supposed to do that right now. You're supposed to do it maybe in a year's time or 2 years' time. You're supposed to establish yourself in some way first and then go to college or university. So you're not supposed to go there right off the bat like everyone else does. And then, because that would limit your scope, because you would be tied and confined to whatever program you decide to take. And then you would feel like, okay, that's the only job I can get when I graduate. Even though you figure out like halfway through that you have other ambitions and other interests. So for some of you guys, if you resonate with being really young, like around 18, 19, you might end up going back to school, but like in your mid 20s or late 20s. So you're going to spend a couple of years working and developing yourself, developing your own individuality so you don't conform to the masses. So I am going to do the mini pick a card within this pick a card. It's not going to be really long, but just to give you guys some more individualistic and tailored messages. So I'm going to pause the video and pull these 3 cards. So I want you to pick from these 3 cards. This is card 1, card 2, card 3. I'm not going to spend super long on each of them, so I won't be putting timestamps. You can just skip ahead on your computer. But of course, all 3 of these messages will pertain to everyone watching this group. It's going to be in alignment, of course, with this whole reading, but this is just slightly more individualistic of what you need to pay attention to yourself right now. Okay, what you should really be focusing on. So pause the video if you need some more time. So if you picked card 1, you got to still yourself. And I feel like with this card, it's telling you that your focus right now should be more on healing yourself, healing the issues of your past that are still pulling you back and bogging you down, healing your disappointments, healing your resentments, the people who have hurt you. You need to let go of expectations that you have of the way life should go. So if you resonate with applying for a particular job and not getting it, you need to let go of tying up your self-worth into that particular job or that particular career field. Similarly, if you resonate with applying to school, let go of tying up your self-worth with that particular school or that particular discipline. So you need to find yourself. And right now you guys are clouded in a bunch of other people's expectations for you. And this doesn't have to necessarily be people in your inner circle. This could just be society in general. So it could be a combination of the both of them. It could be literally your parents telling you, hey, you got to go be a lawyer because your grandparents were lawyers, or you need to go be a doctor, or you need to go be an accountant, or you need to go do this and that because we did that, or that's what's expected of you. You need to remove yourself from these influences, both societal influences in general and also influences from people of your inner circle. So this, for you guys, what you might need to do, like I mentioned over here in general for the group, is that you might need to let go of friends, like I said, who are on a path that was the old path that you were walking on. It's not the path that you're going on currently. You need to remove certain people from your life. This could also include family members. If you find that they are pushing their ideals onto you and their ideas onto you, this is a high indication that you need to let them go. This could also be jobs. If you find that a job is draining your energy, this means that you need to maybe look at finding another job or working on your business or something like that. But this, for you guys, this mini group, it's really your focus is about letting go of resentment, letting go of the past, letting go of your expectations and what you're clinging onto in terms of which way you want your life to go, and also letting go of certain people and ideas that they've instilled in you. So if you picked card 2, perseverance. So what you guys need to focus on most is being resilient and persevering through this hardship and through this, what seems to be a chaotic time. You need to remember everything that I said, that this is happening for a reason and it's ushering you into a new direction. And you need to work on your self-esteem. You need to work on your depression and your stress and your anxiety. You guys are prone to depression, stress, anxiety, and sometimes maybe even anger. I feel like you guys need to work on your mental health. I see you guys crying a lot, maybe getting upset a lot at certain people in your life and also at the universe in general, your spirit guides in general. You are resisting this change, of course, understandably, like everyone else in this group, but for you guys, it's taking a larger toll on your mental and emotional stability. So you guys, I feel like you need to focus more on doing things that make you happy, doing things that take your mind off of what is currently going on around you, like in your life, that you cannot control. Because you guys might, have lost your job and you're really stressed out that you don't have a lot of money. So I feel like you need to do things that don't cost a thing. Sorry, I just had that song in my head. But do things that don't really cost much and things that make you happy. Hanging out with people who make you happy. So of course, not the people from this group that in case you were watching this one, not those people, but the people who brighten up your day. It could just be people online. I just channeled. Maybe you need to listen to some motivational speakers on YouTube, some, non-denominational pastors, some self-help guides and stuff like that. People who will just pick you up and make you feel better about what's going on. Because right now, if you don't do that, you're going to fall into a depression. Okay, and if you picked card 3, you got integration. So for you guys, I feel like what you need to focus on most is integrating everything that you've learned, all the lessons that you've learned over the course of your life. It's less to do with letting go of people and resentment and situations as it was with the first card, and more to do with integrating the lessons that you learned from these people who let you down, from the people who bullied you, from the jobs that you lost. There's, if you pay attention, there is a connecting pattern, a connecting theme amongst all these disappointments. For example, just to take something very mundane and easy, if you find that you're getting rejected from a lot of jobs, maybe pay attention to what kind of jobs you were applying to. Maybe you recently got one job, but to you it was a shitty job, like a janitor's job. I channeled for some of you, housekeeping, a cafe or something, some entry-level job that you consider shitty, but you're applying for what you consider quote unquote better jobs, but you weren't getting them. Pay attention to what kind of jobs they were, what they required of you, what location they were in, what kind of company it was for. There is a connecting theme to these failures. They're not actually failures, but I'm just using that word. There's a connecting theme. So there's a reason why you got this job that you're currently at, if we're continuing to use the example of a job, and there's a reason why you didn't get the other one. Find the connecting theme, learn the lesson to stop yourself from going around and round in this circle of disappointment, because you can indeed, because it's going to mess with your self-esteem if you associate losing that job and getting this entry level, what you consider shitty job. It's going to, if you associate your self-esteem with that, you're going to say, okay, that just means that I'm not good enough for the other job. But no, that's not it. And you're going to think all I can do is clean floors. That's not it at all. You need to pay attention to the lesson, pay attention to what connects all your past failures together, and learn the lesson, so that the next job that you apply to, it's going to be different, better than the one that you're currently at, but you're probably going to get it. And there's going to be a reason why you get that one. And also pay attention to the one that you currently have. Why do you have this one, and why didn't you get accepted for the other ones? And similarly with friends, if it's friends, why do you have these two friends, and why did those other 4 people like blow you off? What's different about these 2 people who are your best friends in comparison to those 4 people who blew you off? So yeah, if you resonate with wanting to be friends with a certain people, pay attention to what connects all those people. Pay attention to what connects your quote unquote failures, okay? So those are your messages. I hope it helped you. Let me know, and I will see you in my next reading. Hello, pal number 2. Welcome to your reading if you chose the Merlinite. So you guys got 3 more cards than I originally intended to pull. So the messages from your spirit guides really wanted to come out for you today. So I can see that you guys are in a relationship, or you recently left a relationship. If you recently left this relationship, congrats, good job, do not go back. If you're currently in this relationship, let's have a talk. So I can see that you're spending a lot of time trying to make this relationship work with this card here. And it is not your job to try to revive something that's dead. You're basically, with this card here, to me, I can see clairvoyantly that I'm having a vision of you trying to dust off the mold off of some cheese, and then trying to make some mac and cheese with it. So yeah, I know we all try to like cut off, well, I don't know if we all do that, but like sometimes if there's just like a little mold on the side, we try to like cut that part off and like use the rest of the cheese. With you guys though, I'm getting that your cheese is completely covered with mold. So what you're doing is you're trying to cut away like all the moldy parts, but you're basically cutting away 80 to 90% of the entire block of cheese. And you're just trying to save the last 10 to 20% of that cheese instead of throwing the whole thing away and going back to the grocery store. So your spirit guides are telling you to throw the moldy cheese away and go back to the grocery store. They're telling you to put down that duster that you see that deer has, and stop trying to clean up your partner's mess, your romantic partner's mess. It is not your job. They've made a mess of the relationship. They are not trying. And if they are trying, they're just incapable. They're mentally incapable and emotionally incapable of actually changing their ways, and they're not going to change. I really feel like I need to say this to someone. Listen here. They are not going to ever change. And if they ever so happen to change in this lifetime, it will probably be when they're 90 years old. So if you want to continue with them until they're 90 and hope that you have 2 good years of peace between the years of 90 and 92 if they're still alive, then by all means waste the next 60 years of your life. I'm just saying. But your spirit guides are telling you to not do that. So what you, again, with this card here in reverse, you kind of feel like this relationship has potential. What you're doing is you are clinging onto this relationship out of the potential. You're just seeing potential. This whole group is very heavily female energy, because that's what females do. You're looking at the potential that this person has, the potential for them to change, the potential for the relationship to get better, and you're not looking at what they're actually doing and where the relationship is actually going downhill. And for a lot of you guys, I'm channeling that this person's cheating on you, and you know this, and you're thinking that you can change them. You're thinking that if you do a little bit more of that and a little bit more of that, I'm seeing again with this here, it's looking to me clairvoyantly like a makeup brush. And it looks like, okay, if I just change my hair color, if I just fix my hair, if I just wear more makeup, if I wear tighter clothes, shorter clothes, if we have more sex, then you won't have any need or any time to go out and hook up with other girls or whatever. No, cut that out right now. With this change in gift cards, your spirit guides are trying to bring you someone better. And they can't bring you someone better if you're holding on to this idiot. Because imagine that you only have one hand, or even if you do imagine that you have 2 hands, imagine both of your hands cupped together. And in your hand is a miniature doll version of this person, your significant other, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whoever. Now imagine the universe trying to give you another little doll. There's no space in your hand for another little doll with this idiot doll still in your palms, the palms of your hand. You need to throw that little doll away so that the universe can give you this nice little Ken doll, okay? And right next to this card, I feel like this all happened for a reason. This is probably a karmic relationship that you're in. I feel like for the last couple of readings, I don't know if I'm having deja vu. I feel like I've already read for you guys. And I mean, I don't want to be rude, but I don't want to keep reading this pile. I mean, I love all you guys, but I don't want to keep reading this pile because I'm having deja vu again. This is a karmic relationship. I know if you guys have gotten me telling you this in another reading, that means that you are again at the right pile, at the right reading. This is a karmic relationship. You were supposed to learn a lesson. I am having deja vu. I said this before. You were supposed to learn a lesson and move on. And what did I say? So you were supposed to learn a lesson, but what you did is that you're trying to fix things that can't be fixed. Like I said, you're trying to salvage a block of cheese that is 90% covered in mold. You know, the cutting away technique only works if like 10% of the block of cheese is covered in mold, and you can save 90% of it. If you reverse those percentages, you're wasting your time and your effort. With this no place like home card, and right next to this time for a nap, you guys are trying to take up, especially with this card here in reverse, you guys are trying to take up residence, both in the real physical meaning of the word, but also in the spiritual energetic meaning of the word. You're trying to take up residence with this person who you have no business taking up residence with. You have no business playing house with this person because this person is not husband or wife material. So you have absolutely no business trying to play house with them. And these two are the two cards that flew out as well, because I didn't intend to cast more than 6 cards for this deck. But it's trying to tell you, your spirit guides, if I can get them up, that, oof, dear God. Okay, there we go. They're trying to tell you that this relationship cannot be fixed because this person will never change. And in fact, what I'm seeing again, like I said here, with this exchanging gifts card, you have someone that they're trying to bring to you. Because like I said, the lessons that you were supposed to learn from this person, you were supposed to learn those lessons and then move on to a much better relationship so that you do not make bad mistakes with a good person. Or also that you don't allow someone to treat you poorly. Because even a good person can end up treating someone not so greatly if that person allows them to infringe on their boundaries and their self-respect. Even a good person could start, treating someone else not that greatly. So you were supposed to learn some self-respect and some boundaries from this relationship and learn how you're not supposed to be treated so that you know how you're supposed to be treated for the next relationship. But what you're doing, again, like I said, is you're trying to fix this relationship. I don't know why, because there's like how many billion people in this world? I mean, this guy is not the only guy out there. You don't even have to travel to find another guy. You could just walk a block and you're going to find a bunch more. I'm just saying. So this was your undercard energy of the deck. I just pulled it out because, I already got 2 extra cards. So I was like, why not? I see you really trying to swim back to this idiot over here. And I feel like for some of you guys, he may have even broken up with you and you're just still clinging on to him, hoping he'll take you back or hoping he was, it was for a short period of time. Or like I said, for a lot of you guys, he's cheating on you and you're just doing all of that unnecessary stuff over there, trying to do your hair, do your makeup, wear tighter clothes, give him more sex, whatever, give him more time and attention, hoping that he'll stop straying. You're trying to redirect his attention. Do you see? And it's never going to happen. So you're living in a nightmare. This person's energy is draining your energy. This person's literally a vampire, an energetic, emotional vampire. They're draining your energy. And right next to this transmission card, what did I say? Right next to it, the nightmare. This person is literally draining your energy. And if you don't feel it, which you should be able to feel it because they're exhausting you emotionally, but even just it's not just emotional. It's not just you losing patience and they're sucking at your life force. And I don't think you understand how serious that is. Like, if you've noticed since you've gotten with this person or recently afterwards, if you've noticed you've had some sort of bouts of bad luck, like you've been getting fired from jobs, or you haven't been getting any jobs, or you haven't been getting promotions, or you haven't been doing well in school, or just or you've been fighting with your family more, things seem to be going more down, or your friends are not spending as much time with you, if things seem to have been going downhill since around the time you got with this person, or just not too long, just a few months afterwards, it's because they are infecting you with bad luck. Because they're rotten. The relationship is rotten and this person is rotten. So they're infecting you with rot. With this Call of the Night card, your spirit guides again are trying to call you away from this relationship, and you're clinging on for dear life. I just saw with this card, it's like you're trying to make this little kitty. It's cute and all. So the person that you're with is probably very handsome. So he's cute and all, but it's like he's He's small dick energy. And I don't care if that's not true on the physical level. It's just a saying. Like he's just not worth it. He's not worth your time. And I just saw this little kitty hiding in the corner there. That goes to show how deceptive he is. He's putting up this, oh, I'm so cute, I'm so handsome, look at me. And he's like a little monster in the background lurking. He's very deceptive. He's two-faced. So he's trying to, he's probably a narcissist, someone who tries to come off as sweeter and more successful and more, I don't know, just better personality wise and integrity wise than he actually is. But in reality, he's like scum. In the background, he's lying to you, he's cheating on you, he's deceiving you. And in the forefront, around your family and your friends, he's just this cute guy who all your friends are just like, oh, he's so great, he's so handsome, like, you know. So what was my point? Oh yeah, your spirit guides are trying to pull you away from this relationship to give you something much better, you know, but you still insist on trying to grow this little kitty into like the wolf in the background. In your head, he is this cute, but in reality, he's this little lurking little monster in the background, deceiving you, lying to you. And if you don't know it, I feel like a lot of you guys already know that he's cheating on you and lying to you, but if you don't know, now you know. But this love conquers all. Your spirit guides again are trying to bring you someone else. So this is really was a karmic relationship to teach you a lesson so that you can move on to a much better relationship and so that new relationship could prosper. And it's about time that this person comes into your life, but the longer that you stay in this old relationship is going to be the longer that it takes for this new person to come into your life, because between this old relationship ending and this new person coming into your life, you need a period of solitude and healing. So let's just say this period of solitude and healing takes 1.5 years, for example. The longer if you stay with this person for another 6 months, another year, etc., add that time on to 1.5 years until you can meet a soulmate. So you're just prolonging the time until you meet the love of your life, or at least meet someone wholesome who is a soulmate. Even if you guys will not be together forever, you very well might be, but even if not, it's still going to be a very wholesome relationship. So you're just prolonging the time until this wholesome relationship is able to come in, because there is a period of solitude for sure where you're going to have to heal. It's going to be a different amount of time for all of you. Might be 1 year, might be 2 years, might be 3 years, but you're just prolonging the time by hanging on to this idiot. So I'm going to just do another quick pick a card within this pick a card, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video. They're just going to be short, and it's going to be just messages that are a little bit more pertaining to you, like more what you need to focus on at this present moment. So this is card number 1, this is card number 2, this is card number 3. I will not be spending a lot of time on each of them, so there will be no timestamps. Just skip ahead on your keyboard. But also, you know, all 3 of these cards will pertain to everyone watching this group, because it will be within the same energy and it will be in alignment with this whole reading. However, these are just specifically for each of you, more individualistic of what you need to focus on right now. What like specific message do you need to take away right now? So pause the video if you need some more time. So card number 1, you got pay attention, nettle. I feel like what you really need to do right now is pay attention to what your significant other says and what he or she actually does. I think that you come off as someone who is a bit more logical and someone who doesn't pay attention to their intuition that much. So you need to pay more attention to your intuition, pay more attention to your gut feeling and your hunches, even if it doesn't align fully with what your brain is telling you. However, since you are more logical, you need to put more effort into finding physical proof. That's what I'm picking up for this subgroup, because you guys come off as people, like I said, you don't listen to your intuition and you need proof. So you're getting these readings from me and from other readers on YouTube, and you're getting these intuitive hunches, but you're not listening to them because you don't have physical proof. So what you need to do is become a sleuth, become a detective. Tap their phone, get their password, listen to their messages, go through their text messages. Keep in mind that a smart cheater will delete text messages. Don't disregard their WhatsApp. Don't disregard their Instagram DMs, their Facebook Messenger DMs. Go through their pictures. Do what you need to do. Maybe follow them if you need to, because you guys are not going to listen to me or listen to your intuition until you can see for yourself him actually going into, say, a massage parlor after you followed him, or you can actually see him walking around with a girl, or him going into an unidentified apartment building or something. You're not going to believe me. You're not going to believe your intuition until you see the proof. So become a sleuth. This is a time for you to be a detective. Get the physical proof that you need. Otherwise, I'm just going to be reading for you again, and I don't really want to. So card number 2. Ways of the Water, White Willow. Okay, so you guys need to listen to your intuition. All of you guys need to listen to your intuition, but I feel like for you guys, you have a very strong intuition. So you're less logical than the first subgroup, but you are very capable of channeling a lot of messages if you need to, and you're also capable of, you're very intuitive, you're highly intuitive. You need to calm your emotions down in order to be able to tune in correctly to your intuition and tune into your higher self and your spirit guides who are giving you instructions on what to do next. Because your emotions are all over the place. So you're crying some days, you're angry some days, you're throwing things at him the other days maybe. You're not managing your emotions while you're allowing him to manipulate your emotions, and this is causing you to, it's clouding your judgment. You're allowing him to manipulate you. Everyone, of course. Like I said, all these 3 subgroups apply to everyone, but for you guys, you're highly intuitive. So I feel like what this karmic relationship was supposed to teach you, one of the main things it was supposed to teach you is trusting your intuition. And you need to calm down, and the stress, the anxiety, the depression, the anger, the hurt, the pain, it's clouding your ability to be logical, but not logical in the way that you're denying your intuition, logical in the way that you're actually listening to it. So you might end up needing some counseling after this relationship has ended, especially if you keep it going. But what you need to focus on right now is meditation and calming down as much as possible so that you're able to tune in to your spirit guides, because they're talking to you, but because you're crying so much, you're so angry, you're all over the place, you can't hear them. So you really need to calm down. What you need to focus on right now is calming down, meditating, so that you can tune in. Card number 3, you got Forbidden Fruit, Apple. So for you guys, it's kind of weird. I'm picking up that you need to stop having sex with this person. Like I feel like if you chose this subgroup, you might be the small percentage of people watching this who actually have broken up with them, or who they broke up with, and you're chasing after them. You're trying to get them back. Or you might just be having like a friends with benefits situation going on, because they kind of broke up with you, but you're so addicted to them that you're like, okay, maybe I could just be happy with a friends with benefits situation. I feel like you need to stop that. Stop giving them your body. And if you resonate with still being in a relationship with them, you need to stop doing that. Just stop. Because for you guys, for everyone, of course, there's a transmission of energy that's happening. Like I said, this person's very toxic, like I said over here. And you're picking up their toxic energy. But for you guys, you're picking it up sexually. All of you guys, of course, everyone. But for you guys, I feel like you'll be able to think a bit more clearly and listen to your intuition a bit more better if you actually withstand from having sex with them. This is, I feel like you guys, this is a subgroup. You're addicted to the D. You're addicted to the D. This person's probably really good in bed, and it's clouding your judgment. So, in order to help you guys, okay, I'm going to be serious because this is actually a serious file. In order to help you break away from this person completely and finally, for once and for all, and not fall back into this cycle with them, cutting off sex is the best way for you to do that right now, because this is going to allow you to, this is going to remove some of the energy, their energy that's stuck in you, in your womb, and that's clouding your judgment. And it's also going to allow you to think more clearly, because this, for you guys, this is what's blocking your intuition. So for all three of these subgroups, your intuition is being blocked. For the first subgroup, it was their logic. They didn't have physical proof. For the second subgroup, it was their emotions that were all over the place that was blocking their intuition. For you guys, it's the physical connection with this person that's blocking your intuition. You're thinking, if it's so good, how could it be bad? Okay, those are your messages. I hope that helped you. Let me know, and I will see you in my next reading. Hello, pal number 3. Welcome to your reading if you chose the Midnight Laced Obsidian. So you guys have a vampire in your midst. It could be a job. So it could be like an institution. It could be like a legal system or something that's happening, but it could also be an individual. It could be a romantic partner, could be a mother or father, could be a friend, or a coworker. But there is a vampire in your midst, and they're trying to steal something from you. You probably, well, no, not probably, you do know who it is, and you know what's happening, because with this witness card, you know what's happening. But this person is a very good talker. And they're very good at coming off as something that they're not. They're very good at reasoning their way around their bullshit and around their inconsistencies and around their deceit. This might be a boss who's doing something or telling you to do something that you feel like you should not be doing. But this person's very good at bullshitting. That's it. So with this message in a bottle, basically they're saying one thing, but they're doing another, or they're saying one thing and they're saying that they're doing one thing for one reason, but they're doing it for the other reason. And I feel like what your spirit guides are doing is they're trying to alert you to the inconsistency. They're trying to alert you to the deceit of this person or this institution. They're trying to, your spirit guides are trying to have you learn this lesson very quickly. I can see with this building blocks card, so that you don't have to fall deeper into this rabbit hole than you actually have to in this situation. This is a situation that could end pretty quickly and decently cleanly. Not completely cleanly, but decently cleanly. It's like if you walk into a puddle of mud. You know, if you walk into it and then you notice, oh, your one foot, it's in the puddle of the mud, and then you take your other foot and you hop over the rest of it, only one shoe is going to be covered in mud. But if you take one step in the puddle of mud, you're like, oh, well, they told me to come in here. And then you step your other foot in there and you're just like, oh, well, they told me to jump up and down, and now you're jumping up and down in the mud. So not only are both your shoes dirty with the mud, now your pants are dirty. And if you continue to jump up and down, your shirt's going to be dirty. And if you do a couple of twirls and they tell you to fall down and do a snow angel in the mud, now your hair is covered and maybe even your face. Just saying. So your spirit guides are trying to get you out of this mud before you get all your clothes dirty and your hair and your face and stuff. So they're, again, with this change in the wind, they're trying to move you in another direction. They're trying to, your spirit guides are trying to give you a new life, a new opportunity. This is coming off heavily as a job. This is coming off heavily as some sort of institution. So a job, a business that has some sort of control over you, or that you are a part of, some sort of organization that you're a part of. This could be a group of friends. It's true. It could be a group of friends, but it would have to be like a group of friends, like at least 3 or more. Or it could also be a family, but it's coming off heavily as a job. So this workplace is toxic. I'm going to continue speaking of it as if it's a job. This workplace is toxic. It's not for you. And you've been given opportunity after opportunity to move in another direction with this fork in the road card here. And I feel like your spirit guides are actively giving you opportunities after opportunities to move in another direction. So you need to pay more attention. You might even be hearing through the grapevines, like through your other contacts, of some people saying, oh, like nonchalantly, oh yeah, my company is hiring, they're looking for someone to replace Susie, who's going on vacation or going on maternity leave. And it might seem like something small to you, like, okay, she's only going on maternity leave, so she's going to be gone for, well, I guess it's different for different countries, but if you're Canadian, she's going to be gone for, I don't know, 6-9 months or something. So you're just like, okay, the contract's only going to be for like several months, or up to a year. Actually, I think people can go on maternity leaves for up to a year. So the contract's only going to be for 12 months. But you know, you might be thinking, I'm not going to leave the stable job for a contract that's 9 months or 12 months long. But this is your spirit. These are your spirit guides planting these things in your midst to give you opportunities to leave. Because after you take the step out of the mud, you're going to be able to clean yourself off, change your clothes, and go to another interview afterwards. Or this job might decide that they want to keep you on in another position. You never know what's going to happen in the future. So don't think, oh, this doesn't seem like, you know, that great of a opportunity or enough of an opportunity for me to leave this current job for. Don't be fooled. These are exit points that your spirit guides are giving you. They're giving you exit points. Because with this orphan card here, I feel like you've overstayed your welcome at this company. These people are full of shit. They are rude. They are condescending. They are pompous. They are arrogant. They might even be deceiving their clients or the customers in some way that you don't agree with. They might be doing something like undermining their customers in some way, like making them pay more for something, or just they have a poor customer service, and it's really annoying you that you have to deal with all these customer service complaints because management doesn't want to do anything at all. And management's telling you, oh, just hang up the phone, just hang up the phone. You pretend it cut off. When something like that happens and they want to speak to the manager, just pretend the phone, like wait for a couple of seconds, like put them on hold for like 2 minutes and then cut off the phone and pretend that the line cut. You know, some shit like that. And you're just tired of this nonsense because the complaints that these customers have are very warranted. They're not like bullshit complaints. They're very warranted complaints, but the management are lazy, or they're rude, they're disrespectful. They don't want to change a system. There's some sort of toxicity or I don't know, selfishness that's happening in this company that's just not even great, and it's not for you. Like I said again with this card, it's not for you. So your spirit guides are sending you exit points. So with this card here, pay attention. Pay really close attention to these exit points that pop up, because they're going to seem small. They're going to seem almost insignificant. They're going to seem to come out of nowhere and disappear almost as quickly as they come in. So for example, like I said, an acquaintance somewhere might nonchalantly, like offhandedly mention, oh yeah, the receptionist at my company is going on maternity leave. They're looking for someone to fill her place for 10 months. It's nonchalant. So he or she might mention it once, offhandedly, and never mention it again to you. You need to jump on that. Jump on it, even if it pays less than where you're currently at, or even if you think I'm not fully qualified, or even if you're just like, well, this is a short contract. What am I going to do after that? I don't think I should leave this stable job for that one that's only a contract. Do not be fooled. and I have to keep telling you this, do not be fooled. These are exit points. So your spirit guides want you to pay more attention to the exit points, and they also want you to know that you're not crazy. If everyone in your job is acting like the way the company runs their business is fine and it's normal, and you're the only one, it seems to you like you're the only one who's thinking, is this normal? Is this okay? Is this ethical? It's not. You're not crazy. They're the ones who are crazy. So you might find out like, they're swindling money, they're stealing money from customers. Maybe it's a charity and not all the money is going to the charity, or they're taking bonuses and they're distributing it among the CEOs only, and you guys, or they're not paying you guys for overtime, or some little bullshits, or even, like I said, just the way they treat their customers or something. The little things just might piss you off, and you're just like, this is not right. This is not the way you should be running your company. You may even have spoken up about it, and the manager dismissed you, or he or she gave you some sort of bullshit reasoning behind why they do things that way. So anyways, it needs to end. You need to listen to yourself. Don't listen to them. This person, like I said, is coming off as a boss. They think they're smarter than you. They've been in the position longer than you. You're in a position lower than them. You need to listen to them. In their eyes, you need to just fall in line with the rest of everyone else, because their bottom line of this company is income, so profit, not the well-being of their workers, not the well-being of their customers. That's not their bottom line. It's the income and profit. So they're using you. So you might be like, just a very, very entry level person, or even if you have a slightly higher up position, because I'm picking up for a lot of you guys, you have like either a medium level, like intermediate level position, or you might even have a slightly more advanced position in the company, but you're just a pawn. You're a pawn. You might have gone into it thinking that you were helping people. For example, say you're a social worker and you're working for this independent organization that claims to be a charity helping people who are homeless, or you work at a shelter, or just some place that's supposed to be helping homeless people or people who are prostitutes and want to get out of the system, like get out of it, the business or something. And what they're doing is they're taking these people, taking their money if they're charging them, or if they're funded by the government, they're having these people sign contracts saying, yeah, we're helping you, or we're helping you find a job. Like say you work for a recruitment agency, yeah, we're helping you find a job, sign this paper here so we can get our funding from the government. And they're like not helping the customers after that. They're just leaving the clients like to fend for themselves. Anyways, so you know what's happening. You know what's pissing you off in this company. They're just using you. You're a pawn. So you went in there, you wanted to make a difference. You actually wanted to help people. And even if at the beginning you only wanted a paycheck, you still have a limit. So say, for example, you're a customer service agent. You're just like, well, if someone says they didn't get their package, shouldn't we like send them another product? And they're just like, no. Shouldn't we send them their money back? No. Like, you have like a limit, like a what you think is just common decency and courtesy. Or shouldn't we at least take their call? Like if they say they want to speak to the manager, shouldn't the manager at least take their call? And they're just like, no. So anyways, I'm going to pull three more cards, just a mini pick a card. All three of the cards that I pull are going to be in alignment with this reading, and it's going to apply to everyone watching this reading, but they're just going to be a bit more specific to each of you and what you should do at this moment, or what message you should really take away for each of you individualistically at this moment in time. So this is card number 1, this is card number 2, this is card number 3. Like I said, these are just more specific messages for what you need to do right now, what you need to take away right now individualistically, but they will all apply to all of you. So I'm not going to make them very long, the reading's very long, so I will not be putting additional timestamps. You can just skip ahead on your computer. So pause the video if you need some more time to choose your card. So if you chose card number 1, you got Tap Your Resources, Burdock. So for you guys, what I feel like you need to do is call in your networks, call in your friends, your acquaintances, your networks, and ask them if their company is currently hiring. You also need to search online and start sending out new resumes for new positions. Start actively searching for a new job. And for some of you guys, what you need to do is quit your job. And for those of you who have a lot of money in your savings, like at least like 6 months worth of money in your savings, probably what the best thing you should do right now for your peace of mind is quit your job and live off of your savings for a little while. But if you resonate with not having a decent amount of savings and you don't feel comfortable doing that, tap into your network list, your friends list, ask them, make it known that you are looking for a new job, and start sending out resumes, start going to interviews. For card number 2, Tough Love, Lavender. Okay, for you guys, it's kind of weird, but I kind of feel like you need to go within your department, like go to human resources, go to your union if you have one in your company, and file some complaints. I feel like you need to try to actually enact change in the company. Get things fixed. Because for this subgroup, it might be something that might not be impossible to fix. It might not be so ingrained in the company. It might just be one person who is mismanaging a department. And it might be easy, or not easy, but it might be plausible and possible to get it fixed or get that person booted out. So for this subgroup, maybe you don't need to quit right away. Maybe you don't need to look for a job right away. Maybe you need to work with the higher ups in the company to get whatever issue is happening fixed. Go to human resources if it's they're violating some rights. Go to the union if you have one, or go to a higher up and bring forth your complaints about a manager. Don't be intimidated by this manager or supervisor who you feel has too much power. Maybe for this subgroup, I feel like you should go above them, go over their head. Bring forth your complaint as secretively as you can, so that the manager who you're complaining about doesn't hear about it. I mean, they will hear about it eventually, but do it as quietly as you can at the beginning. And you might be surprised. Maybe other people with other types of authority will handle the situation for you, and you won't have to do much other than make it known. So, and even maybe if it's a franchise, maybe contacting the head office or something like that. For some of you, it might be something more sneaky, like contacting the head office under the guise of a disgruntled customer, and give real complaints that real customers have had. For some of you, a small percentage of you, what would be plausible for your situation, but I really feel like you need to go as in your current position as an employee, send a letter to people who are above whoever is messing up the company. So, and who's ever causing the problem. So if you chose number 3, you've got center and ground, red clover. For this subgroup, I feel like you need to find out what your true heart's desire is, what you actually want to do with your life, where you want to go, what career path you want, what job you actually want. Because I feel like for a lot of people in this subgroup, the job that you currently have is not really the job that you want to be doing. So it's more than the company. It's the company, but in addition to the company, it's also your position and your job field, what you're actually doing. That's the problem, not only the company. So you need to go back to the drawing board and find out, and to rediscover yourself and find out what it is you actually want to do. Because I feel like at the end of all of this stuff that's happening with this company that you're currently at, you're going to discover that you actually want to do something else completely. Like, say now you're an accountant, you might decide like, oh, I want to be a chef. and you may end up going back to school, or you may have some experience doing, whatever else that you want to do, and you may start over somewhere else. So, for you guys, for this subgroup, I really feel for most of you guys, you're not doing what you're passionate about. And all of this is coming to also push you out of not only this company, but this position in general. So don't just find another job with another company that's the same job. Find your passion and find another career field altogether. Okay, I hope that helps you. Those are your messages. Let me know if that helped, and I will see you in my next reading. Hello, pal number 4. Welcome to your reading if you chose the raw amethyst. So this reading is pretty straightforward, and this is probably going to be the shortest reading of all the pals, because it's literally, your spirit guides literally are telling you that you're moving into a period of stability, happiness, contentment, fulfillment. Your wishes are coming true. This is really a great group. So there's something you've been trying to get off the ground. It could be a business or just something that you've been trying to make work for a long time. You've been working at it. You've been wishing, you've been praying, you've been trying to manifest. And I feel like you've done all the work that you needed to do in order to make this come about. Because I feel like in the past you had to give something up in order for this to come about. And you did. So now the blessings can flow in because there's a clear channel for them to flow in. You're now in alignment with your life purpose, with your life plan, with your soul mission, with your passion, your true passion. So this is, very heavily someone who quit a job, who their spirit guides and their intuition were previously urging them to do. And now you have a way for your dream career to come in, or for your business to actually take off, because now you can devote all your time to your business. You are finding your place in this world. You're finding your foot in this world. You're finding where you actually belong and what you actually want to do, where you actually want to go, who you actually want to be around, who you actually want to be with. You are finding yourself. You are coming into a period of blessings. There's no strife. There's no chaos. There's no resistance. There's no competition. There's nothing. This pile is just smooth sailing. Of course, it's not going to be smooth sailing forever, but I really feel like you've passed the in-between period. There's a period of blocks and stagnation. Then there's the tower period where things come crumbling down. Then there's the transitionary period where you're in between two worlds. And then there's this period of peace, Pax Romana. You guys are in this period of peace right now. So you've passed that in-between stage. You've done the work. You've done the work on your soul, your emotions, on the physical plane, what you needed to get rid of. If it was people, if it was a job, you got rid of it. And because you also done the work on yourself, your personality, your inner work, your subconscious. Because I see here, you let go of all these things that you needed to let go of, and that were blocking your way forward. And now you have a clear path, a clear way forward, a new energy, vitality, just a new life. It's great. Everything is coming into alignment as planned. So the only thing for you guys, you might still feel a little like you're in calm waters. Like you are in calm waters, but for you guys, the only thing is that you might feel like things are quiet, but they're too quiet. You were used to the chaos of beforehand. Then you were used to the sound of the tower crumbling down when things may have crumbled down around you, and you may have lost your job, or you may have quit, or just, the resistance of you trying to get rid of people from your life, or move locations, or just deal with your depression, your anxiety, your subconscious limiting beliefs. There was noise around that. Then there was still some noise in the transitionary period where you were hearing, you know, your old life calling you back and your new life sort of calling you forward and urging you forward. Now that you're forward, you're in this new place. It's quiet, but it's almost too quiet. So that's the only thing for some of you guys. It's like you're on a new island. I'm having a vision of you guys on a brand new island. You traveled over the sea, you traveled over the turbulent waters. You let the sea take you there. You got there, you got off the boat, and now you're looking around and there seems to be nothing. So you're not panicking, but you're just like, there's nothing. Like, what is everything okay? Did I come to the right island? Because you probably expected there to be a party and a lot of people and a lot of fruits and dancers and confetti and food and stuff, but it's empty. So you're wondering, you know, sometimes you might be wondering, are things going to pick up? Is this going to work? Oh, it's working. It's definitely working. So your manifestations are indeed coming through. You know, don't be put off by the fact that you've done all the work and now things seem quiet and things seem to not be moving as quickly as you thought they would be moving, because they're definitely coming in for you, for sure. So yeah, that was the shortest reading of them all. I'm going to do the 3 mini pick a cards. This is just to give you a bit more information on what messages you individually need to take away from this and what actions you may need to take as an individual. So I'm going to pause the video and cast those cards. Okay, so this is card number 1, card number 2, card number 3. I'm not going to be spending a lot of time on each of them, so there will be no additional timestamps. Just skip ahead on your keyboard. So all 3 of these cards will pertain to everyone watching this group. However, it's just a little bit more specific depending on which one you pick about what you need to do right now, what additional message you need to take away from this right now. So pause the video if you need some more time to pick your card. So if you chose card number 1, you got Fortitude, Lady's Mantle. So I feel like the message you guys need to take away right now is you need to remain strong, remain vigilant, remain motivated, remain focused. Do not allow yourself to become distracted by outside influences and things that are happening around you. Stay on track, because since things have become quiet, like I said, it might be easy for you to try to hear something elsewhere, if that makes sense. So, you know, even like in real life, our ears, if you take away not only our ears, but our eyes, if you take away some sort of sensory deprivation, our eyes, our ears, our minds will start to work together to sort of make things up. So you don't want to allow that to happen. So you don't want to allow the calmness to make your mind start going wild again and thinking this is not going to work. You know, those negative thoughts is not going to happen. Your spirit guides or the universe brought you here in order to leave you here. So now you're going to die here alone. Like, you don't want that to start happening, or you don't want your ears, since they're deprived of, I don't know, your friends or whoever, to start going on social media more often than you usually used to before, and going through your friends' timelines and their photos and seeing all the fun that they're having, or seeing their status updates and wondering, you know, just getting distracted by that because now you're not hanging out with them as much in the real world, because you are devoting more time to yourself and your transition and your business or whatever it is that you're doing, your project, your creative project, and you don't want to then go on social media more than you were before. So just with this group, just don't allow yourself to get distracted of maybe some people from your past who are trying to contact you again, or just some old thoughts that are trying to creep back up in your head, because now you're in a period of peace. And when things are too quiet, sometimes your brain, your mind, or other people will start to pop up to sort of like get your attention. So don't allow that to happen. So card number 2, you guys got Release Rigidity, Valerian. So I was picking this up earlier but I did not mention it because I felt like it was a very small group of you guys, like maybe less than 20%. So I feel like there's a very small group of you guys who probably, of course, picked this subgroup who still have a little bit of resistance left. You've gotten rid of the majority of them, but you still have something remaining that you haven't let go of. Because I did see it with this card here, but like I said, I thought, to me, it seemed like most of you guys did. And I do feel like most of you guys did. So I didn't mention it. But for this subgroup, if you pick this subgroup, this means that there's still something small that you're holding on to. Or it could be something big, but it's just the last thing. So it's either something small or it's something pretty big, but it's the very last thing. So it could be a job or it could be a friendship. So you got rid of all your other friends, or you went on a social media detox, or you've done all the other work that you had to do in order to get to this next level, but you're still clinging on to that job because you need that paycheck, or you're still clinging on to that one friend from childhood because you feel like you don't have many other friends. And you will know what this is because your intuition and your spirit guides have been, telling you it's time to release that. They for you, they kind of treated you kind of like a child a bit. So imagine this is like a teddy bear. So they kind of said, okay, she's growing up or he's growing up. So let's allow her to keep this teddy bear, this one teddy bear until the very last minute, so that it gives her some comfort while she's releasing all the other things around her. Like while she's going through her bin of Beanie Babies, and she has to throw them all out, let's allow her to keep just this one teddy bear until the very last minute. So I feel like for you guys, you've kept that teddy bear. So whatever it is for you, a person, it could be an apartment and you need to move locations. It could be a job. You need to change jobs. Your spirit guides have allowed you to keep it until the very last minute to give you some comfort and some sense of stability and normality. But now it's the very last thing that you need to release. And for some of you, it's that you need to release a way that you view your business moving forward. So in your head, for example, say you're a musician and you're thinking, I will make it when I get signed to company A, to record label A. You need to just release that, because you will make it, but perhaps you're going to get signed by a record label B, or perhaps you're going to make it big off of YouTube first, and then they're going to come knocking on your door. You need to be flexible with the way that your spirit guides bring this new opportunity towards you. So it's okay to have your eyes set on a goal and you're working towards that goal, but be open for new avenues to open up once you've gotten to the end of that goal, if you know what I mean. So it's okay to think, okay, I'm going to do this, this, and this because I think that's what record label A would like. But be open if record label B contacts you before record label A does. Or if you're trying to publish a book, be open if, publishing company B contacts you before publishing company A does, And if you chose card number 3, you got Tap Your Resources, Burdock. So I feel for you guys, it's time for you to partner up with someone or some people, or go back to school, take some courses, or go online and take some courses. It's time for you to get some assistance. This is the reason why things are quiet around you. It's because it's time you've done all the work on yourself, and now it's time to invite someone else into your project to help you out. So it could be a business partner. It could be getting some advice from a friend or an acquaintance who has already done what you did. It could be reading a book by someone in your field who is successful and who has made it. Could be reading their autobiography or any books they've put out to help people in their field. It could be going back to school, not for long, I don't see for you guys. I see you guys as having pretty much all the skills that you need, but it could just be going back to school for 1 year, you know, to get a certificate in something, or it could be taking some courses online. Or for some of you guys, it's about getting a loan. You're trying to fund this dream with your own money, and it's time for you to go to the bank or go to whomever, it might be a friend or someone, to get some extra resources and some extra funds. Some of you guys need to look, I channeled, you need to look at some new locations for your business. You might be working out of your garage or something, and it's time for you to start sourcing offices or warehouses. Okay, those are your messages. I hope that helps you. Let me know, and I will see you in my next reading.